How hackers exploit weak API security and how to defend against it. Did you know that 84% of cyber attacks now target APIs? Weak API security is a hacker's playground, leading to data breaches, account takeovers, and even full system compromise. In this video, you will learn the top ways hackers exploit weak APIs, the most common API security vulnerabilities, best practices to protect your APIs from attacks. Let's get started. APIs, or application programming interfaces, power modern web applications, but they also introduce serious security risks. Hackers look for weak points in API implementations to extract data, hijack user accounts, and disrupt services. Let's explore 3 real-world examples of how API vulnerabilities lead to major security breaches. Example 1. Data exposure. In 2023, a financial app suffered a devastating breach. An unauthenticated API endpoint leaked millions of personal records. Since the API did not require proper authentication, attackers simply queried the endpoint and retrieved sensitive data. Example 2. Account takeover. Cyber criminals exploited a session management flaw in a popular e-commerce platform. By using API brute force attacks, they guessed weak session tokens and took over user accounts without needing a password. Example 3. Mass scraping and abuse. A well-known social media platform allowed unrestricted API access without proper rate limiting. Hackers used automated bots to scrape millions of user profiles, exposing personal data that was later sold on the dark web. Now that we have seen real-world attacks, let's look at the most common API vulnerabilities. The OWASP API Security Top 10 is the industry standard for identifying API risks. Here are the biggest threats you need to watch for. Broken object-level authorization, where attackers manipulate object IDs to access unauthorized data. Broken authentication, where weak API authentication leads to account takeovers. Excessive data exposure, where APIs return too much sensitive data in responses. Security misconfiguration, such as default credentials, improper headers, or debug modes left enabled. Lack of rate limiting, where APIs allow unlimited requests, enabling scraping and brute force attacks. If your API has any of these vulnerabilities, it is only a matter of time before hackers find and exploit them. The good news is that API attacks can be prevented with the right security measures. Here are the best practices that every company should implement. Use strong authentication and authorization by implementing OAuth 2.0, JWT, or API keys. Apply rate limiting and throttling to prevent abuse and denial of service attacks. Encrypt API traffic using TLS or SSL, and always use HTTPS to protect data in transit. Validate input and sanitize data to prevent injection attacks. Monitor and log API activity to detect anomalous behavior in real time. Follow API security testing by running penetration tests and security scans. By implementing these measures, you can significantly reduce your API's attack surface and protect your users' data. Hackers target weak APIs to steal data, take over accounts, and exploit security gaps. The OWASP API Top 10 outlines the biggest API security risks. Following API security best practices can prevent breaches and attacks, but the cybersecurity battle never ends. Are your APIs secure? Subscribe for more cybersecurity insights. Download our API security checklist using the link in the description. Comment below. What API security challenge worries you the most? Stay secure and see you in the next video.